Here's your money briefing for Thursday, April 6th. I'm J.R. Whalen for the Wall Street Journal. As if the frenetic pace of the Monday through Friday work week isn't enough, working on the weekend is on the rise. So why can't some employees put down their phone and their laptop? And what does it mean for the very real issues of work-life balance and burnout? WSJ contributor Anne-Marie Chaker looked into this, and she joins me now. Hey, Anne-Marie, thanks for being with us.
Hi, nice to be here.
So, Anne-Marie, is this the end of the traditional weekend as we know it?
It's really interesting. We looked at a big study of about 134,000 employees at more than 900 organizations, which found that people now work an average of 6.6 hours on the weekend, almost a full workday, which is up 5% from a year ago. It's a huge sea change as people make work really their own, and it shows a move from the fixed workday to something that looks a lot more flexible. The pandemic played a big role in this. Work patterns have exploded in the past several years, and it's what many call a work equation. What they want from work and what they're willing to give up in return has changed. So you really have this massive shift. People are figuring out what works for them, and organizations have policies embracing more flexible work arrangements.
But why is the weekend work on the rise now?
It's the trade-off for hybrid schedules that allow for mid-morning gym time, afternoon school pickups, dog walks, grocery store runs. Employees are moving fluidly between work and personal time in shorter bursts across all 7 days of the week.
All right, but if somebody gets an email from the boss, say on a Saturday afternoon, does that put the employee in a tight spot? They want to enjoy the weekend, but they don't want to be seen as avoiding the boss, especially when we live in a world where we're almost always connected.
Yeah, consultants and workplace productivity thinkers say it's something that employees have to be really clear about. So I spoke to a woman who manages 30 people at a law firm in Fairfax, Virginia. She's a mom of 3 and typically works 3 to 6 hours on the weekends compared to 1 or 2 hours before the pandemic. And she said laptops and handheld devices make it really tempting to fill in work whenever possible. So on the occasions where she has sent emails to staff over the weekend, she just makes it very clear to them that she doesn't expect a response. She prefaces emails in advance, like saying, hey, I'm sorry, I'm working today. You're going to get a flurry of emails from me, but you don't have to respond. Just because I'm working doesn't mean you should. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is to just set your email to go out on a Monday morning. So it's okay to write them up on the weekend, but then have them sent out on Monday. That means your employee might get a flurry of messages on Monday, but it's better than setting the expectation that they have to respond to you on their days off.
So what does all this weekend work mean for the regular Monday to Friday work hours?
It illustrates a shift in how work is performed across all the days of the week. The survey of 31,000 people in 31 countries showed that meetings are starting later on Mondays and wrapping up earlier on Fridays. There's also fewer noon meetings, which may point to people taking a big midday break. So I think work is happening in shorter bursts and interspersed with personal time that we're taking across all 7 days a week.
Okay, but still, this rise in weekend work brings to mind all the talk of work-life balance and employee burnout, which became very real issues during the pandemic.
Yeah, so companies and their workers walk a really thin line in pursuit of this elusive work-life balance. On the one hand, employers want to avoid burnout among all the people that work for them, but they also want to ensure that they're not losing paid hours to springtime strolls and visits to the Stairmaster. And employees are more protected than ever of their personal lives as work and home collides.
All right, so if somebody can't avoid weekend work, how can they make the most of it so they don't get burned out?
I think type of work really matters. So if you approach the task as, this is something I dread, this is a tiresome chore, it's going to feel less relaxing than approaching it as, this is my Zen time where I get to write and really have some nice quiet time and make it more of an enjoyable Zen task. Maybe take your laptop outside. It can make a huge difference in how relaxing and restful an experience it is.
All right, that's Wall Street Journal contributor Anne-Marie Chaker. Anne-Marie, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And that's your Money Briefing. I'm J.R. Whalen for the Wall Street Journal.